So welcome to today's video. We are taking a look at these liquid watercolors from the company Ecoline, or better said, the brand name is Ecoline. The company behind these colors is Royal Talents, which also makes the Rembrandt and Van Gogh watercolors. This Ecoline series you can get as a liquid watercolor like this, or they also have it as watercolor brush markers. I don't own any of these. I don't own only this 12 colors. I will swatch these and yeah, I will tell you my honest and personal opinion and my personal recommendation in for colors like this. So first things first. These are glass bottles and they contain a liquid watercolor made from dye, so it is not pigment based. Most liquid watercolors are dye based. There are some pigment based watercolors. I know the Schminke Aqua Drops, for example, and from Dr. P.H. Martin's the Hydros line. You definitely have to be careful because Dr. P.H. Martin's also offers other lines which are dye-based as well. So the big difference between dye-based and pigment-based watercolors is the light fastness. You have, of course, also non-light fast pigments, but most pigments used in watercolor are light fast. And dyes aren't light fast. So these colors will all definitely fade over time. Some more and some less, of course. But if you are painting artwork with these colors and hang it on your wall, then most of the colors will fade dramatically within a few months. It could even with some colors that they fade completely and you will have a white paper again. So this is something very important to know, I think. I didn't know it at the time I bought the colors because it was when I wasn't learning or about pigments and stuff like that. So I didn't know that they are dye-based. Would I have known it back then? Would I buy it again with the knowledge? No. Would I recommend liquid watercolors like that? No, definitely not. Because for me personal, the negative points overweighing the maybe some positives you will find in colors like that. For example, the light fastness. Second, the bottles are super hard to open sometimes because you have some of the liquid maybe in the area which sticks together and then it is like glued together. If I'm coloring or drawing a bigger where I have to open and reopen bottles, then my hands are hurting so badly. They are oftentimes completely red afterwards because I had to use so much pressure. So that is something I found very negatively. Yeah, you can buy the bottles single, like the color I'm swatching now. That was not included. That in the turquoise I'm swatching later. I have two sets are 5 colors, so 10 colors plus the 2 bottles I bought solo. The 5 color sets are around 16 euros here. Of course, prices differ wherever you're living, but just so you have a little bit of an imagination how much it does cost. And if you are buying, you can also buy like I have bought the 2-5 color sets in one package, then you are have to spend around 35 euros. So the next big negative point, the price. It doesn't seem to be super pricey at first, but when I compare it, for example, with a set from Rosa Gallery, which is artist-grade pigment-based watercolors from Ukraine, I can get for around 35 euros a set of 28 different colors in full pans for the same price, which I have pigment-based colors. Most of them are light fast. It's much easier portable than those bottles. So I can also use it to paint when I'm sitting in the train, or if I want to do urban sketching or landscaping in the nature or stuff like that. Bottles like that are not very travel friendly. So another big negative point. For me, like I said, the price you're only getting for 35 euros, you're getting 10 colors. Of course, you don't need a lot of colors, but when you have colors in pen form or in tube form, you have a lot of possibilities to decide how dark your color gets. You don't have this opportunity in liquid watercolors. You can't make it darker because it doesn't get any darker. So that is another big negative point in my opinion. And of course, also your mixability. You can mix all of the colors together. That is not a problem. But of course, your mixability is also negatively influenced by the fact that you can't decide how dark your colors get. So if you want to, for example, mix a super, super dark color with a lighter color, normally I can easily do this with a traditional watercolor, but I can't get my color darker, so I can't get the same results I would get with colors that look exactly the same in the color shade with a liquid watercolor, because I can't decide that I want, for example, my orange to be darker. So that limits a lot. And that is also something it doesn't feel positive for me. It only feels negatively. So that are a lot of points where I say the negative list for me is too big to that I ever would say I would recommend colors like that, or I would ever buy any of those colors again. I hope that I someday will be able to use them up. I've decided to, when my old semi-art watercolors, which I also not recommend, link in the description box to the video for those. When I've used this one up, then I will try to use these up also the same way that I use it as a base color when working in adult coloring books. But yeah, like I said, not really a big recommendation. Also, and that is something which is a big negative point in light fastness comparing with pigments, is that pigments are light fast or non-light fast, and they are only negatively influenced by light. Dyes are also negatively influenced by light, of course, that's the main reason, but also some dyes are also negative influenced by oxygen. So you could put your artwork in an UV frame behind a UV glass, but you would have to seal it completely in vacuum, that it don't have any contact to oxygen. So even under a UV glass, it can still fade because of it has contact to oxygen. So that is another big negative point. It is really, really hard to get it to not fade when you want to hang it up. So yeah, definitely not colors I can recommend with a good feeling. That is the reason I definitely wanted to do this video, so that you don't make the same mistakes I made when I didn't do any self-information about pigments, dyes, light fastnet and something like that. Would I have known what I know today, I never would have bought the colors. So yeah, that is definitely a very big regret buy from my side. One of many's. And that is the reason I definitely want to do videos like that, so that you don't make the same mistakes and then have a big collection of colors you will probably never be able to use up because you don't use them in your artwork. I have at least found with adult coloring a possibility to use some of those up, but yeah, like I said, it is definitely not something I would ever buy again. Of course, the colors itself, they are super vibrant. Dyes often or mostly are super vibrant colors and they are beautiful. But there are other stuff you won't ever get with dyes, and that are things like granulation. And granulation is something I found so very beautiful and super special because it is unique to watercolors. You don't have granulation when you're working with oil colors or acrylics or pastel chalk or oil pastels or colored pencil or what else. It is unique to watercolors, and you won't ever get granulation in a dye-based watercolor. So you will never have the opportunity to mix with those colors your own supergranulating or color separating color mixes, like you could do with any normal traditional watercolor. So that is also another super negatively point I think those colors have. And for me personally, it is just too many negative points. So yeah, that is my personal opinion. Of course, if you love the colors and if you're using them and you're having fun with them, that's awesome. You can do whatever you want. I just wanted to share my opinion about colors like that and my honest recommendation. If you are thinking about buying liquid watercolors, then be aware of that you don't have any influence about how dark the color is, or at least you could, of course, can make your color always lighter, but you can't make it darker. Also, it is never travel friendly. Doesn't matter if it's a pigment based or a dye based liquid watercolor. It is just not travel friendly. Mostly they are in glass bottles, and if you have them in your backpack, for example, or in a bag and you have other stuff in it, you could damage the silicone of the pipette. You could create a big mess because it all moves out. It is not very travel friendly. You need a lot of power to open the bottle sometimes. It can really hurt your hands. Yeah, no granulation, no color separation effects, no light fast colors, so it will definitely fade. It is not suitable for any kind of professional work where you sell your artworks, your originals. Of course, when you are only scanning your artwork and selling prints, then at least it doesn't affect that. But yeah, even for us hobby artists it is sometimes you want to gift a picture to someone else or to hang it up your wall, and you will only have a short time where the picture looks like when you have drawn it, colored it, because it will fade very rapidly, mostly. So yeah, that are all points which I found are very important to know, and that is the reason I wanted to share this. So I really, really hope that video was helpful for you and interesting, and I very much appreciate every thumbs up or every follow because it helps me and the channel so much. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and yeah, hope to see you soon. Bye bye.